Marcus, hotel manager of Paradise Hotel, is stressed out. His taste buds restaurant, actual covers served, have started to trail budget in March 2026. Then it happened again in April 2026. And again in May 2026. The fall in covers is now more than 20% in 3 consecutive months. The continuous shortfall from the budget has annoyed the hotel owner. This video will assist you in responding to your owner with an effective strategy to stop cover fall and actually achieve highest revenue. Before I show you how a completed food and beverage budget sheet for revenue looks like, 3 key insights from my experience why hotel managers struggle with budgeting. Number 1, they are looking for shortcuts in the budgeting process. They want the budget revenue to be achieved in the budget fast. Number 2, they are not clear about the 3 distinct stages of budgeting that are necessary to be gone through for an effective budgeting exercise. And 3, they don't take time to understand which KPIs influence the budgeting process and thereby the food and beverage revenue, the highest of which they are trying to achieve. And now to the promised completed food and beverage revenue budget sheet. This is what you will achieve following the 3 secrets in this video. Note the month-wise food and beverage covers, average check, and revenue, both food and beverage. The key thing is there are different meal periods shown in this statement. Now let's see what the 3 secrets are. You will go through strategies that unfortunately most hotel managers fail to recognize. Why should you adopt this budget process? Because you will have been proven consistently successful. What is the importance of the food and beverage revenue in a hotel? You may want to know. Would you target 25% of the hotel revenue with a hit or miss approach and risk failure? Using untested approaches is not the way to budget.
No!
However, that powerful food and beverage revenue forecast needs you to take some structured steps without fail. Let's see what those steps are. In this step 1, apart from the actuals this year, there is an addition of actuals last year. Why? Because both are achieved results while the budget is only an estimate. Always remember this in your budgeting process. Step 2 simply connects actuals of the current and last year with the budget. By doing this, you will be able to compare actuals with last year as well as budget, which makes your analysis powerful. Step 3 is the current year budget itself. Food and beverage revenue is contributed to by covers, average check, and a powerful KPI, revenue per available seat or RevPAS. Step 4 shows you how the actuals of the year, the budget, and the last year converge into the food and beverage department statement. And finally, in step 5, all KPIs find their place in the income statement. But note something important. Variances show up only in the income statement, not until then. A huge mistake many hotel managers make. This critical process can be learned quite easily. However, there has to be a method to the madness, as the saying goes. I would urge you to keep watching till the end for a bonus reveal. It'll surprise you how simple it is and yet why managers miss it. Let's jump right into secret 1. Flat averages are shortcuts in financial analysis, and they are dangerous and will lead to unpredictable results. You do not want that. But let's find out what flat averages are. Note from the table above how the budget covers are based on a flat 2.0 table turnover for all 5 months of the year. What's wrong with that? However, before that, let's find out what table turnover actually is. Table turnover is one of the most powerful budgeting as well as analytical tools in the restaurant operation. It literally tells you how efficient your restaurant meals operation is. Going back to that table, flat averages mean the 2.0 is the number assumed for all 5 months, and therein is the serious mistake. Why? Because you can see the actual table turnover ratio varies in each month and for each meal period. The actual table turnover ratio shown for each month is for all meal periods, but individual meal periods are not made the same. Let's see how. The 3 meal periods, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, have different table turnover ratios. Let's see how different. This has powerful implications for a hotel manager's budget approach. Table turnover ratio ranges from 1.2 for dinner meal period all the way to 2.0 for the breakfast meal period. These are generic numbers, however. Table turnover ratio depends upon type of restaurant, the seating capacity, and the customer profile. And actually there are more as well, but these could consider the 3 most important. Here is your homework for acting on this powerful restaurant KPI. And that's the pro tip. Marcus knew, firstly, he had to analyze meal periods and understand the table turnover ratios for each of them. Let's see some typical ratios for meal periods. Meal period analysis is the foundation for restaurant sales and revenue performance. It is also as varied as the type of meal period itself. You may have a question. How do you actually use table turnover ratio for budgeting? Great question, coming right up. We will use a lunch meal period analysis or an example in January 2026 for budgeting covers. Understanding the order of the calculation for budgeting with table turnover ratio is critical. Note, the formula begins with seating capacity, multiplies it by the number of days in the month, and finally multiplies it with the table turnover ratio assumed. This 1.5 ratio for lunch should be taken after a thorough meal period analysis. This is the correct covers calculation for lunch covers budget. And this is the formula. No! So you can see the flat average calculation for lunch covers in the budget is way exaggerated. What is the moral of the story? Apply different table turnover ratios for different meal periods after a meal period analysis. Note that you have ensured that you will never use flat averages for table turnover, the secret one. You have to follow it up with a powerful analysis called the meal period analysis. So, why conduct meal period analysis? Doing a meal period analysis gives you granular information about which meal periods and menu items are bringing in sales and the revenue. That should be enough motivation by itself. But meal period analysis also gives you indications of customer preferences and tastes. And these can change quickly in a restaurant operation. However, you need to see how meal period revenue contribution works. Understanding the composition of meal period revenue is critical because these meal period sales and revenue are weighted differently. This is because the average check of lunch or dinner can be 2 to 2.5 times breakfast checks. Thus, revenue will be much higher for lunch and dinner than breakfast. Dinner, of course, being the highest. You can see that the average check is driving a good chunk of the food and beverage revenue percentages. If you budget using the 3 secrets of this video, you will achieve this consistently. All this results in the breakfast, lunch, and dinner becoming the major contributory to food and beverage revenue. How major? Let's find out. So you can realize the power of meal period analysis. But I will take this one step further. Here is a cheat sheet, a table for hotel managers. Meal period KPIs move differently depending on whether they are quantity-based, covers and table turnover ratio, or dollar-based, average check and revenue. Did you know that your top 20 menu items in meal periods account for 80% of restaurant sales? That's 4/5 of the total. And now let's get into secret 3. Food and beverage operation has its own proven miracle maker that churns out multiple times profit margins than just a la carte menu items. And that's the buffet spread. Let me provide you with a simple illustration. Buffet spreads belong to a powerful financial concept called the bundle strategy. Let's explain this with an example rather than just text. Assume these are 4 individual a la carte items priced and sold separately. They total to $24.50. So how does the buffet bundle concept work? You bundle all these 4 a la carte items, the salad, the soup, the entree, and the dessert, as a buffet bundle priced at $20, buffet lunch or dinner spread. Your price at $20 is less than the $24.50 for the total of 4 a la carte items included in that. What does this achieve? Well, here are the advantages of the buffet bundle. Win-win. Guest wins, restaurant wins, and here's the biggest win for the restaurant. The restaurant earns a profit that's 2 to 3 times that of the a la carte items. So selling one buffet item is like selling 2 to 3 a la carte items. That bumps up overall food and beverage department revenue and profitability. Here's the summary of the pro tips you need to utilize from the 3 secrets so that your budgeting achieves you the highest food and beverage revenue. Want a quick bird's eye view of the budgeting process itself? Great, coming up. Here is the hotel budgeting process for the food and beverage revenue. A before budget analysis, 3 strategies during the budget process, and a post-budget forecast stage. Going through these stages will deliver you the highest hotel food and beverage revenue. And now voila! Thank you for watching the video to the end. So what is the game changer for peak food and beverage revenue? This may seem very simple, but because you're focusing on the top 20 menu items and you're pushing it daily, you are going to achieve your highest food and beverage revenue. Your budgeting process, though, is not complete. If food and beverage contributes 25% of hotel revenue, did you know that the other 75% is by rooms department? Find out how by watching the video above.